Hey everyone, and welcome to Food Natak. We're your hosts. I'm Shiraz Rahman and this is
Ravi Kumar.
excellent. Today we have another easy to make recipe. It's a deep fried battered plantain. In Hindi it's also known as something else.
It's called a hara banana. We call this a hara banana, which is it's unripe. And with that banana, we just make a bhaji. Bhaji means it's something deep fried. It's the same as a pakora in the evening snacks, more like. So we're gonna be cooking a hara banana bhaji, and yeah, we're gonna be taking a sliced bananas. We're gonna take the whole banana, cut it in edges, and make it slice it, or you can peel it skinny like this. So just the pieces would be in this way. We can let's get to started. I'm gonna go through the ingredients, what we're gonna be making, how to make the banana bhaji.
Perfect.
So I got one whole banana. It's the green banana. It's a plantain. Take the whole plantain and cut it into a thin slices, just to make enough to dip the batter. So this is the one I did it. I made it in if you were to see, I made like 10 slices. This portion is good for at least 3 people can eat this portion. And I'm gonna show you. Yeah.
Sorry, and you soaked it in water for how long? Sorry.
Yeah. So after cut the slices, soak in the water, because of we don't want the color to be changed. It's same as the potato. Once you cut it and you do it in a slice, if you don't soak in the water, it turns to be black.
Ah, so that's a nice little tip.
Yeah, that's why we need to soak in the water and add a little bit of pinch of salt, so that the color stays the same. Already cut it. I kept it ready for the complete video how to make it. So let's start at this one. So take an empty bowl.
And what else do we have here? Sorry.
We got here a gram flour, which is also called as a besan flour.
Okay.
And we got a chili powder, a tablespoon of chili powder, and a salt as per your taste, and a pinch of baking soda. It's a cooking powder, cooking salt.
Okay.
So yeah.
And before we continue, I should add that I believe I put 2 tablespoons of the chili powder. Is that fine?
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay, so it's going to be a little spicy. Mm-hmm. But if people wanted to scale that back to 1 tablespoon, that's fine?
Yeah, it's as per your taste.
Okay.
I like spicy, I can have spicy. Then if you want it, go back to 1 spoon is fine for you.
Great, okay.
Yeah, and we also have water. As per when you're making the batter, you need a water to add it. I'm going to show you how to make it.
Okay.
So take the gram flour, add it in a bowl. Then we're gonna look at the gram flour is just nice and crisp. Make sure the batter, when you're gonna add it, make sure when you add in this batter, you're gonna add a salt as per your taste. I just use 1 teaspoon, which should be good. And we're gonna add a chili powder for the batter. So 1 tablespoon we use the chili powder, and a pinch of baking soda. So mix well. Make sure when you mix, there shouldn't have any bubbles, nice and crisp. And take a water. It doesn't have to be hot water, doesn't have to be cold water, just the lukewarm water. And just keep on adding water. Make sure
when you're adding slowly, right?
Yeah, when you're doing the water, make sure the batter has to be a right consistency. How do you know? I'm going to show you. The batter should be just enough to dip the plantain, and shouldn't have any kind of I'll show you. Here we go. You got the batter. How do you know you got the right consistency? When you take the batter, it should be like this. See, that way, why we need it?
Kind of like stringy, right? Like,
yeah. And why you need the batter like this way? It's enough to just move. If let's say if you added too much water, don't worry. We can add more gram flour, so that we need to have a right consistency. Make sure you mix well, so that you bind well, so that you don't see any pulpies in between.
Okay.
So the flour has to all mixed. So it's nice and mixed. So you see the consistency where you can see. So literally you take your bhajia and mix it and throw it on the hot oil. That's simple it is.
Wow.
So yeah, so we got the batter ready. Let's get to the oil. So we got the oil and it's in the medium temperature right here. It's medium, and look at the oil, it seems pretty hot. The oil shouldn't be too high flame and not too hot, or else it should be not too low. It has to be in a medium so that the oil would be in a right consistency on the heat side. Otherwise you don't get a right bhaji, and bhaji consumes a lot of oil if the oil is not hot enough. So let's have a look. How do you know the oil is ready to cook? Just throw some of your batter, check how it's gonna come out. See, the oil is ready to cook. Look at the the batter is looks pretty good. I tasted the batter. I checked salt and the spice. Everything is perfect for me. If you need more, you can still add it in this mixture right now. So here's the oil. On the oil, the batter seems pretty good. We're gonna take the, so you can even taste these things. You can even taste and see you have enough salt in it, or your chili powder. You can mix it. If you think the consistency is not right, look at the consistency of the batter. See how it is. It's coming out very nice and thick. It's not too thick and not too light. So it's right enough for the bhaji. So we can start some bhajis then, right here. So here's my sliced bananas right here, and we're gonna throw one banana on this and take this one closer and just drop on the oil. And you got one more coming out. This is enough to dip it and just drop it. So you look at that how bhajiyas are coming. Just enough to make it too close to the oil so that you can save the batter right there. See how nice the bhajis are coming out and nice and full. Look at the bhajis are coming out so nice and thick, and the batter is still staying on the top of the bhajiyas. See, look at that. See, it's coming out so nice. See, look at this, how fluffy it's coming out. See, this is what you need it when you do the bhajiyas. It has to fluff and nicely fluffed. See, and we're gonna add more of that.
When did you start learning how to make this recipe?
Yeah, I learned these things from childhood, when my mom used to make it every evening. One of the evenings where I would say, after the schools in the evening at 5-6, the weather ready to rain. There's one of the weather where she always makes some snacks ready for us. So I learned through from my mom. Yeah, she always used to cook a lot of snacks for us.
So another amazing secret recipe from your mom. So you're sharing with the world. This is amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, my mom is a pretty good cook. She knows a lot of stuff. She used to teach me. Even if I have any doubts, I always call my mom and ask her how to cook mom this, how to cook my mom cook these things.
Did you ever get a chance to make this in the restaurant setting? Working for some of the big hotels that you had a chance to work with?
Yeah, back in days, during our college, we used to make practicals. We used to feed our lecturers with making this and try to impress him so that he can give a good marks for us in the college. So here, look at that. How do you know it is cooked? By looking at the color, it has to be a little bit of more thick yellow, and it's going to be a little bit dry on the other side. You see the dryness? It means the bhajia is cooked. See, by looking at that color, so look at the colors.
That's got a nice kind of an orangey golden kind of a tinge to it. I like that.
Yeah, so here you go. We're gonna take it out right there. So look at the colors. So look at, there is no oil taken. because how dry it is. The oil is still in the dough, and check it out. The rest. How nice the bhajis come out, right? Look at there is no oil taken on the top. If your batter consistency is watery, then you see a lot of oil on the plantain gonna take a lot of oil, and you can't eat more than one or two. But these ones you can eat probably 5-6 per person. That's how the way it look like. It's not too oily. And the oil, when it comes to oil, you can use either canola oil, just the basic cooking oil, or you can use olive oil. So whatever you have it in the kitchen. So you're gonna cook more of this, just enough for. This is how you're gonna do it. Just dip it in the batter. Take one at a time, and dip in the batter. Make sure you dip it on both sides well, so that you have enough for the batter wise. See, and take more of this from here. See, look at the slice, whole slice. You dip it, and just.
So you're being quite generous with the batter.
Yeah, here.
You don't want to make it too thin, but just enough so it fries well.
So right here. Right there.
So Ravi, what area or what region of India would you say this is predominantly?
I would say this kind of a shape and the way the plantain is cooking, the whole method, it reminds me back in my college days. I was in South India. It's called Chennai. The evening snacks anywhere in the street side, if you go, this is a Chennai bhaji. They make these bhajiyas in Chennai.
Okay, so the street vendors this is pretty famous at the street vendors then.
Absolutely. Even in any colleges you walk by, outside of the college, people have a nice chai, and one of see, small bhaji is nicely colored. This is ready to taking out. See here, it's nice and golden brown. It means it's cooked. I'm gonna take this off. So make sure you stain the oil, and I have a bowl here with the paper so that the oil will be taken. See, it's nicely done right here. We got enough bhajiyas for at least 2 people can eat. So after got all the deep fried ones, just put it in a plate. So I just present in a plate right here. You can garnish with some lime and some curry leaves. Looks good. You can serve this with any kind of a sauce, ketchup or chutneys. The future videos we're gonna show you how to make a nice chutney goes with the bhajiyas. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe us, and any future videos you are the first person to get our channel and future videos. And if you have any kind of future recipes which you want us to make, absolutely we can make it for everybody. So why not, everybody else can benefit this cooking. And make sure you try this one and enjoy the meal with your family or with your guest. It's a quick 10 minutes 10 minutes recipe where you can make this and surprise your guest.